Doing yourself a tremendous disservice by pouring so much of your most important reason. It's not that. That's why a lot of people give up. Money will get you places and put you in spaces where opportunities are. And you know what? This slice of cake right here, I have so ridiculously.
It's no coincidence that you've come across this piece. I've been debating myself for a while now whether or not I should share the things that I'm about to share, but I'm gonna say them anyway, so here it goes. I'm going to be as straightforward as I possibly can, so please, please, please bear with me if my mind wanders here and there, because I promise there is raw creator honesty in this for you. If you're listening to this and perhaps you've been thinking that you can start that channel or that podcast or your vlog, and you just keep putting it off, waiting for the right time, because you just keep telling yourself that maybe your setup is just too small, or non-existent, or too this, or not enough this, or too that. Stop. Really. Please do yourself a favor and stop that idea in your head. Because the truth is, no matter where you stand on your creative journey, the hardships, the challenges that you've been facing, or your current circumstances, you matter. And if you ended up here, I'm sure that something in this piece made you tap or click because you feel an intense desire to create and share your message with the world. I know for a fact there is incredible potential in you. It's yours by nature. But unlocking it starts with a choice. The choice of believing in your own power. Some people call it authentic power, others call it differently. But what's important is that regardless of how you decide to look at this, once you make the decision to trust that creative energy and let it flow through you, it will not stop helping you turn your ideas into the kind of real, actionable change that you wish to see in the world around you. And yes, the financial side of this trade sure looks like a bright, shiny object worth pursuing. And don't get me wrong, I like money. Money will get you places and put you in spaces where lucrative opportunities are just everywhere. But in all honesty, and at the risk of sounding extremely cheesy and corny, I will tell you that it is true what they say, but not for the reason that you might think. Yes, this journey can feel extremely lonely and isolating at times, and you might feel somewhat discouraged by the fact that maybe friends and family members don't seem as supportive as you would have hoped. But trust me, there is another way. Because the truth is, unless your channel or podcast is in some sort of Ali Abdaal or Gary Vee sponsored magical YouTube incubator, chances are that you will need industrial amounts of support to get yourself through this and come out on the other side in one piece. And to that end, I have to say what I hear almost nobody talk about when it comes to creating content on this platform, and that is the power of nurturing an inner circle of creative support. I know this to be true, at least from my own experience on this platform, which is exactly why this next part is called the tribute. As I may have mentioned at the beginning of this piece, life has sort of been lifing on me for a minute, which has maybe sparked a few episodes of imposter syndrome here and there. So in all honesty, I've been struggling. I've been struggling quite a lot to focus in general, and consciously deciding to focus on how incredibly grateful I am for all the lessons, the insights, the wins, the losses during this whole I want to be a creator process and everything that it has entailed, particularly in my self-worth. But I have to tell you that nothing Nothing feels or has felt more real and natural to me than the human, empathic, creative connections that I've been able to nurture during my time on this platform. I've been fortunate enough to connect with some incredibly creative sisters here on YouTube. Bold, creative, brave women who own their truth, who challenge the norm, and make it their mission to create more beauty, wealth, and impact. Through you ladies, I have certainly learned to love myself more, appreciate myself more, honor myself and the places that me and my ancestors have come from, because it is an inseparable part of who I am as a creator, and therefore a big foundation of my creative inspiration. Just as you and the places that you and your ancestors have come from are undeniably a part of who you are, creatively speaking, and everything that you are capable of putting into the world. So ladies, your support I will never forget. You know who you are, and thank you. This is my salute to you. And to you that are listening, and maybe even watching as I say this, I appreciate you being here and honor the creative responsibility to inspire you to take that first leap, knowing that whatever comes after this will look completely different for each one of us. But I guarantee you that the road is only lonely if we choose to make it that way. Seasons change, people change, they might come and go. And sometimes we must simply let go of who we have been to evolve into the person that we're meant to become. So this is my invitation to you, to embrace whatever challenges you may be facing right now. The self-doubt, the hardship, even the heartbreak if that feels like the case for you. Accept each and every one of them for what they are. And then proceed to let go of the idea that they should be or should have been any different. I know. This is much easier said than done. But trust me, there is reasoning behind this. Two extremely important reasons, actually. The first one being that you would be doing yourself a tremendous disservice by pouring so much of your energy into something that you can simply not change. But the most important reason is not that. It's that there is infinite grace and greatness ready to unfold in your creative journey, but only if you decide to let it happen. So regardless of what you believe in, please consider cleaning up your space. And by that I mean cleaning your environment from negativity and all those little monsters that seem to wake up every time a new idea or possibility appears in your mind. Clear up all that space in your hard drive and welcome some new possibilities into your life. And if you believe, you'll remember that this usually works in the most mysterious ways. And before you know, there just might be the most absolutely fantastic cake waiting for you at the end of the corner. Cake? I know. Please allow me a minute to elaborate. A couple of days ago, I was listening to this inspiring woman here on YouTube, whose content I've come to love for various reasons, and she was using this analogy which I loved, but not for the reason that you might think. Okay, here it goes. She said something like, "That's why a lot of people give up, because they are too focused on somebody else's journey," she said. If you're looking at somebody else's cake, and you don't realize that God said, when you finish this slice of cake right here, I have a whole wedding cake coming for you. You got a slice of cake, they got a whole birthday cake, and you have a wedding cake waiting for you. But if you only focus on that slice and the fact that that slice is only 1/8 of what that person next to you has, you will never see the blessing that's on the other side. And you know what? This was so ridiculously simple to understand that I just had to share it. Well, there's that, and there's also the fact that I might be a little obsessed with cake, so that might have played a part in this. But anyway, the point is, if you're on this creator journey and you keep comparing yourself and maybe even saying that it's not even worth a try because other podcasts or other channels are just too far ahead of you on this race, please know there is no race with others. The only race you have is against yourself and your own mindset. And the only game that you need to win is your own. So, go beat yourself at your own game. Let this week's you beat last week's you. That's the only score that matters. Stop focusing so much on what others have achieved. Their story, their life, their unfair advantages are far different from yours. And everyone is on their own journey. So you go ahead and focus on you and start working toward what you can achieve. I hope that this may have at least inspired you in some way to consider taking that first step, that leap of faith that you do have what it takes to be here. And your first material might not be your absolute favorite, and that's okay. I mean, every creative genius you know has experienced this sort of feeling in their lives more than you know. So I'll link this fabulous video in the description down below so you can go check it out if you want. And before you go, please, please, please let me finish by saying that I probably don't know your name, but if you've made it this far, it's because you needed to hear this today, and I'm happy to be that messenger for you. I wish you endless amounts of happiness and fulfillment on your journey. Keep chasing your dreams because you are worthy of each of them. You can do this, and as my good creative friend Nicole from Journey with Nicole says, you are worthy, you are important, and your growth matters.
The time has come to fall in love with the person that you are today. Let go of what you have to and embrace what is ready to flow through you.